Hey everyone, we're about to dive into a massive shift that's happening right now in technology. It's totally redefining what it means to have a competitive edge. And honestly, it's going to be the thing that separates the winners from the losers in this new age of AI. So let's get right into it. So let me just start with a big question. In this brand new world of AI, what is the new killer app? For decades, that was the holy grail, right? But what if I told you the answer isn't an app at all anymore? It's something else entirely. To really get what's happening now, we actually need to rewind the clock. Believe it or not, a really similar shift already happened once before, and it all started way back in the 1980s.
Okay, so back in the day, the whole game was about hardware. Think about the 80s. It was all about who had the fastest processor, the most powerful machine. But then something interesting happened. By the 90s, hardware started to look pretty much the same. It became a commodity. And by the 2000s, the real value, the thing that gave companies their edge, had completely flipped over to the software running on that hardware.
And this is the really important part. The value shifted from the machine itself to the code that was running on it. The hardware just became the stage, But the software was the star of the show. And that exact same pattern is playing out again right now as we speak. So let's jump back to today, because that pattern is happening all over again. Only this time, the new commodity isn't the physical hardware, it's the application, the app itself. And the reason for this massive change? It all comes down to generative AI. So why is this happening? Well, it's actually pretty simple. Generative AI can now write, build, and adapt application code at a mind-blowing speed. A complex piece of software that used to take a whole team of engineers months to build, it can now be created, tested, and deployed in just minutes. That is a total game changer. Just think about it for a second. AI can spin up brand new applications on demand. It can automate all that tedious administrative work. It basically creates a standard baseline level of functionality for almost any task you can think of. And when everybody can do that easily, well, the app itself just isn't that special anymore. And this really gets us to the absolute heart of this whole shift. The new fight isn't about who has the slickest app anymore. No, it's about who has the better environment, the better foundation to create, govern, and operate all this AI-driven work. That's where the real value is hiding now. Okay, so if the app is the commodity, then this environment is the new strategic advantage. But what does that really mean? What are we talking about here? Well, we're talking about the architecture, the entire foundation that all of your AI work is going to be built on. So what does a winning environment even look like? Well, I can tell you it's not a messy patchwork of old servers and a bunch of random cloud services. It's a clean, cloud-native infrastructure, which means it was designed for the cloud from day one. It's built to scale up and down effortlessly, and, crucially, it's governed centrally across the entire organization. See, the whole point here is to break down those internal silos. AI just can't do its magic when it's trapped in little pockets all over the business. You need a single, unified cloud and one way of operating, so that all your tools, all your data, and all your insights can flow freely and build on each other across the whole company. Now, having this super powerful, unified environment is one thing, but being able to control it, well, that's everything. Because in the age of AI, you can't just slap on some rules and governance at the end. It has to be baked in from the very beginning, by design. We all get the importance of security, right? It's about protecting the input, the data that you're feeding into the AI, and that is absolutely critical. But it's only half the picture. Because you also have to control the output. What is the AI actually creating? How are its answers and results being used? How is it influencing decisions? This is about protecting the business itself from huge risks, from bad errors, and from major compliance failures. And that is what we really mean when we talk about responsible AI in the real world. It's not just a nice-sounding buzzword. It means that your governance, your security, and all your policies are woven into the very fabric of how you operate, right from the start. This table right here really pulls the whole idea together. Just look at the applications row. It used to be all about features and user experience. Now, apps are basically a commodity thanks to Gen AI. Or check out cloud infrastructure. It used to be a simple discussion about cost. Now, it's a strategic weapon that has to be AI-ready and massively scalable. The same pattern holds true all the way down. Governance goes from a simple checklist to being built in, and AI operations goes from little experiments to being a fully industrialized 24/7 part of the business. The whole value chain has been turned completely upside down.
So, where is all of this actually heading? I mean, if you get the architecture right and you get the governance right, what happens next? Well, the answer is something people are starting to call the AI machine room. So what on earth is the AI machine room? Okay, imagine not just one single AI, but a whole team of specialized AI agents all working together. You've got a manager AI that coordinates everything, and then dozens of little worker AIs that do specific tasks, researching, designing, testing, all at the same time, all automatically, to deliver one final polished result. Let me give you a quick example. Let's say you just asked for a client presentation. Instantly, an AI agent takes that request. One subagent starts doing live research on the latest market data. At the same time, another one is assembling the slides and applying your company's branding. And while that's happening, a third one is checking everything for compliance violations. And then, in minutes, a finished, fully compliant presentation just appears with no manual steps in between. That's the power we're talking about. You see how this just completely changes the strategic conversation? For years, the big, important question for leaders was, which cloud provider should we go with? But honestly, that question is fast becoming irrelevant. The new, far more important question is this: how do you build, and maybe more importantly, how do you govern your very own AI machine room? Because the companies that figure out the answer to that question, they're the ones who are going to lead the next decade. And that, right there, is the real shift.